Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
It's Wednesday night, Rise of the Everchosen. I've been sick for a week straight, but I'm here. Caligar might not be here tonight. Othira will be here soonish. We're gonna get started. Fox got some stuff for us.
Yeah, I'll give you guys a little bit of what's up. So, we're just a group of friends that like playing. We have a couple of different campaigns that we run, so you can join us. If you can't join us today, you can join us multiple times. For the first one, it's every Sunday, I want to say, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific. That would be our Herald of Rain campaign. But for these 3 weeks, because I'm on holiday and I'm the DM, we'll be having these guys play a little bit of Baldur's Gate when they can. So come in and join their shenanigans and bully them on my behalf. As for our Rise of the Everchosen, that would be today, from 6 to 9 p.m. every week. And then we have a bi-weekly campaign on Wednesdays. That is called
Tuesdays.
When Nine Lights. Tuesday?
You said Wednesday. Today's Wednesday.
It's showing Thursday on my thing because I'm still in a different time zone on my laptop. Tuesdays, 6 to 9 p.m. We run bi-weekly campaigns called When Nine Lights Rise. It's a homebrew campaign that's actually really fun. So I hope to see you all there. In the meantime, we have our YouTube channel that you can catch our episodes on. If you don't have the time to join us live, as well as Azrael, who does TikToks, and you can find all the links in Twitch chat, along with Springer's knives, because Springer's cool like that. He makes knives. Find out more at the link. And that's all I got for you. I think we'll do a little recap, which is also me.
Well, if someone else wants to do it, they can go right ahead.
Well, with that level of enthusiastic, guys, I left them for one session, and 2 of them have fallen sick. Is it 2? Is it 3? In the same week.
2.5.
2.5 now. This is what happens when the cleric leaves. Anyways, let's see what happened last week. Let's see what happened last week. We tried to talk to a dragon. So consequences came for us, especially the artificer, who had gotten a mysterious magical dragon egg that he's been raising for quite some time. Apparently it belonged to the mommy dragon, who then turned out to be some ancient dragon called Archaon. Very powerful, literally the stuff of nightmares and or legend in the tales of dwarves and elves. We managed, well, I wouldn't say we, some of us managed to make it very angry, get smacked around a little bit. The rest of us treated it with the respect it deserved, and it gave us a mission to find and return her hatchling, or get obliterated along with the rest of our lineage. Not ideal. So we decided to travel, and try and find Frorley, that we had named it. Mama was not happy with that. We did manage to find Frorley over a couple of days and return her to her mama. And it was quite the tearjerker of a reunion. Sad to see her go, but she's where she belongs. Oh, I did forget. Cardinal decided she wanted to go cray-cray and pull a card from the deck of many things. It was a science experiment, I will be honest. And got access to the gate spell with no need for material components. So 4 times she can cast the gate spell, which we used to get to Frorley. So now I'm basically a god. And we're alive. What do we do next? No, I think that was it.
Yeah, it sounds about right. So yeah, you finished. You met up with Archaon. You had your conversation. Forley decided to go with her. She flew off. They both flew off more or less towards the setting sun, I guess. And you guys are standing on a cliff's edge overlooking the city of Khemri. And speak of the Hell Knight, and she appears.
Actually, it's Paladin now.
Actually, the Oath of Conquest was known as the original Hell Knights, so
Really?
get your shit right.
Never.
Chaos getting full in force.
He done told you. Snap.
Snap.
Okay.
I'm gonna be driving, but I have headphones, so it's fine.
Girl, focus on your driving.
Dude, I'm just gonna listen. It's fine.
So
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Tobias will
Nothing's gonna
turn.
happen. It's fine.
I'm watching you.
Tobias will turn to Caligar and say, "Tough break there, buddy." So, where's the portal?
Portal. What portal? It took us here.
The dragon.
Oh.
The dragon said she knew where the portal was. So where's
Did
the
she?
portal? Yeah.
No, she didn't.
No, she didn't, Tobias.
She implied she knew where the portal was when we first met up with her.
No.
No.
I
Which
asked her
specific-
for help to find the portal, and she mocked us for not knowing where the portal is.
No, she sort of said, so you don't even know where you're going. And you have my baby with you that you lost.
What did you write down that makes you think the dragon knew where the portal was?
Well, I asked the dragon for help finding the portal, and the dragon mocked us because we didn't know where the portal was, implying to me that the dragon knew where the portal was. 1 second.
Yeah,
I
it was
just-
definitely more of the you're going to the lands of the dead and you don't know what you're doing here. You're going to die.
Well, Tobias took that to mean that the dragon knew where the portal was.
I mean, Tobias isn't the smartest tool in the shed, so. I mean, he genuinely was excited to have a Hell Knight join him, so that's never a smart thing.
Tobias is the equivalent of a sheltered child who's been released upon the world for the first times.
Yeah, kind of. So,
And has a
Basically.
very clear goal, and he's like, if anything gets in the way, fuck you.
Yeah.
No.
That's why I'm here.
going back, Tobias is going to say, "So where's the portal?"
Calgar just look at you confused and be like, "We don't know yet. We have to find it."
You didn't ask the dragon?
The dragon doesn't know. I don't know. At least I don't think he knows.
She practically said she knew where the portal was and mocked me for not knowing.
She did
I
mock
think
us for
she's
not knowing.
mocking you for a whole other reason.
So no one asked the dragon for any help.
Something tells me the dragon doesn't want much to do with us, much let alone help us.
Yet again, it's another creature that lives in the world. It seems unbothered by the world ending.
Is that new to you? People usually don't do chivalrous or honorable things unless they're motivated to by
It's
other
not-
reasons.
It doesn't even have anything to do with chivalry or honor. It's base self-preservation.
Either that or she's seen so many times where, quote unquote, the world is going to end that she knows it's like, meh.
Maybe she's excluded from this world. Who knows? Maybe she has a secret pocket dimension she can run away to. I don't know anything about dragons.
Maybe
Let's
she's
figure out.
angry because she's already fought chaos before and she's concerned about her daughter.
Valid.
So that would mean she would give us any aid, wisdom, guidance. Tobias is going to throw his hands up and just walk to the cliff and just look at the city.
He's new. He will learn, I think. I hope. He's probably not gonna learn, is he?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah.
He's not very smart, like I said.
I'm starting to guess why people curse out elves all the time.
We're not all bad.
Oh. I'm still not talking to you. Okay. We're standing here in front of the City of the Dead. We need to have a plan. What the fuck are we doing?
I will mention for you guys that you've got maybe 2 hours before sunset.
Do we have access to the House of Cards?
Yeah, we have access to the House of Cards.
Okay. Perhaps
But
we
we
could...
should find some place to put it where it's not looking right at the city.
Yes. I was thinking if we should find one of the houses or whatever building is... how do I say? In the peripheral? That we can build it up in? Shelter from the elements.
I don't know much about the City of the Dead, but I don't think we should go anywhere tonight. I think we should sit here and head out in the morning.
Just the Dead are probably more at night, so it makes
None of that
sense.
came through.
You're cutting out.
God
there.
damn it. How about now?
Better.
Okay. I'm just saying that the undead are usually, I believe, more active at night and perhaps more powerful, so he has a valid point for once.
I'm not saying explore the city, I'm just saying if we want to hide, there's nowhere outside the city to hide, is there? We just
Well,
find one of the outskirts buildings.
Oh,
There's some
roll
cards.
perception. See what you can see.
Okie dokie.
Well, I think we should just back off the city, put the house up in a safe place for now, and then go in the morning. That's my opinion. Because, yeah, if we wander in just at dusk, I think we're asking for it.
Still think I could handle them. That's a 29 for me.
Okay. So yeah, looking down the city, it's what you're seeing is the city itself has a fairly sizable wall that surrounds most of the perimeter. You've got the Black Pyramid is down to like the southern edge, and decent number of miles away. Even though this picture doesn't do it quite the way I want it to, you can see the Black Tower as well. Essentially in the center of the city, you'll see a standard pyramid. It's about half the size of the Black Pyramid. Definitely worn with time and age, and every now and then you'll see like an obelisk kind of like creeping above the buildings. For the most part, everything's looking to be 1 or 2 stories. To the west, so closer to your direction, there are slums that seem to have like really been devastated just through the ravages of time. Extends maybe a couple miles out from the wall. There's a dry riverbed that runs up to the north.
Well, those slum buildings look doable. At the
Yeah,
very least, it'll help us blend in.
I agree, and I think we should do it in the morning, not like right now. We'd be approaching, probably get there just at dark. And I think that'd be more dangerous than just waiting out a day, one extra day, or one extra night. DM, is Khemri 100% undead, or are there like people there? Are there peasants, or
Roll a history.
do I know from history? That is a 23.
The stories that you've heard of Khemri are really just tales that come from the Naggaroth Empire, which is thousands of years ago. You haven't really heard of anything more recent. Maybe the occasional rumor, mostly focused around the undead.
Okay. Yeah, I think it'd be better to roll in the morning.
And one thing I'll also add for Cardinals, like when you were looking around, you also kind of looked over to the west, and the cliff you're on does slope down and goes back into sand dunes. So you've got some coverage that you could set the house up a little bit further away.
I'm gonna tap my chin and look around. Well, if you all think we shouldn't go in, we could use the coverage of the sand dune. Or the cliff.
Yeah.
Seems like a good plan.
Set it up.
All right, we'll back off, and I'll set up the House of Cards.
Okay.
Out of sight of the city behind the dunes.
Sure.
And then I'll say to Cardinal, we need to send a message to the lore master, see if they figured out how to close these portals.
Okay. I can do that. Or at the very least, find these fucking portals.
That would help too.
Alright. Don't know if I create food and water yet. I'll make a nice dinner. And as we sit around the table, I shall cast Scenting to Lore Master Kirnath.
Okay. And what
Oh
would you like to
boy.
say?
Cardinal checking in. Something along the lines of... Because I'm not counting words, fuck you.
That's 7. Oh wait, because I'm not counting. Fuck you. We're at like 13.
Do you see this? You see this eye roll? I will ask him about progress in locating and or closing portals. And tell him we're near Khemri, basically. We're near Khemri. Any info on portals, closing, or finding them.
You're closer than any of the spies they sent ever got. So he doesn't have any information on closing the portals. Sorry, for where they're located, aside from they're probably around you somewhere. As for closing... Oh, how's he gonna phrase that?
Succinctly and not at all cryptically would be preferable.
Considering that you're dealing with the Lord of Change, Zinch is being a motherfucker. He's struggling to find exactly the magic that you need to use to close the portal.
Naturally. Okay. I turn to Tobias and I say, diddly squat. We're on our own.
All right.
Well, first things first, we gotta find it, right?
We're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way, I think. Exploration. Sorry, just using up the spell slot.
And use the one for sending.
Yep. I figured I'd do it manually, without the noise.
Do the noise.
Okay.
It's just a cool sound. I like it. Okay, so yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to do while or before you take your long rest?
Yes. Yeah, when we head up to the rooms, and the rooms are still half walls, and there's doors as well, and they're half doors. So I'm going to go up and knock on the half door for Cardinal's room.
I just look over where I'm clearly standing. I say, "Come in."
Opens up the half door, comes in. I hope you understand, I'm not just saying these things. What's best for societies and for civilizations isn't just selfishness, isn't just rage. You actually have to work at these things, to make your culture and your civilization better.
I understand that, believe me. But I also understand that the nature of the common person, or the nature of those we look to for help in moments like this, tend not to be favorable to us. I have been shunned many a time. It is nice to hope for them to be better, for assistance. But in my experience, you usually have to do it yourself.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Can you send one message for me?
Of course. Is it to your grandmother?
Yes. Yeah, I was going to get your doppelganger to send it, but they tried to murder us first.
At this rate, I should buy her dinner first. Okay.
All right. The message is we're at Khemri, working to destroy the portal. When this is done, I'm returning to Naggaroth.
All right. You are certain?
Yes.
Are you going to tell the others?
Before I leave, yes.
Very well. I cast sending and tell her exactly that. Hey, it's me. Again.
Hey.
Ichima.
What's up, homie? What's up, girl? How's it going?
What's Gucci?
The response you get is there's a bit of like amusement in her voice. She just simply says, I thought he was devoted to saving the world. It's an interesting change.
And Tobias will say, thank you, and Tobias will walk out, open up the half door, close the half door behind him, go to his room, open up the half door, and go in. Oh, wait, who's taking the first watch?
I'll always take the first watch.
All right,
Okay.
Tobias will take the second watch.
I'll take third.
So, Alder, go ahead and roll me 2 perception checks.
The first one's a natural 20 for a 28. And the second is 18. Was 9, but it's
Typically
a 10.
a 9 for an 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah,
only
don't forget
boosted
you gotta tell me what the lower number is just
it.
to rub
Only
that in, right?
boosted it by 1, so I wasn't gonna rub it in. It's not as impressive.
Okay, so the way the hill lies, the top of the house of cards, you're able to actually kind of like see over the edge of the cliff, and you kind of have a view of the city below. It's not great; like, you're kind of seeing the tops of the buildings essentially, but you're anytime you've had a position where you're overlooking a town, you're used to hearing and seeing some level of activity, whether it's voices or even just like kind of the rising of sand and dust as people move about the city. And it's just disconcerting to see and hear nothing. So the first half of your watch goes by with no issue. As you get into the second half, it's when the group really starts to fall asleep. Tobias, I'm going to take you down to Whispers.
Sure.
And Booty, I want this on stream, so I'm going to steal you too.
Okay, I'm gonna take my headphones out.
It's a good idea.
Okay. So Tobias,
Yes.
let me just pull this up here. So as you lay on your bed, close your eyes, sleep comes to you, but rest doesn't. You feel as if you're being pulled downward through blackness until it seems like you're laying on top of sand in a vast desert. And you look around, and it's rolling dunes of white sand, but it's not the sands of Araby or what you've experienced for the past number of months. You reach down, you grab a handful, and you realize this is bone that's been ground into dust. You look around, the sky is the color of blood and ash. There's no wind, there's no sound, but you do hear distant echoes of just what sounds like unending screams. And then you hear it. A slow, rhythmic beat, very reminiscent of drums of war, but almost like it's contained within the breast of something that's just an immense creature. And in an instant, you recognize that you are standing in the presence of the bloody-handed god before you even turn to face him. As you turn, Cain stands there towering above you. His armor is black iron that's cracked and steaming. There's a crown of thorns made from swords of long-dead kings. His face is a shadow behind a helm of screaming mouths, and his eyes burn like molten steel. And in one hand, he clenches an immense sword with steam rising from the blade as rivulets of blood from his hand run down the length. And those that don't evaporate fall to soak the sand at his feet. His other hand is just clenched in a fist. He slowly extends one iron taloned finger to point at you accusingly. It says, "You died. Not in conquest, not in glory, not in vengeance. You died like prey, like carrion. You died on foreign soil, far from war, and to compound that failure, you were dragged back, not by my will, but by the hands of foreign gods, lesser gods. 1,000 voices whispered life back into your broken husk, and yet not one of them was mine." He takes a step closer to you. The ground starts to crack beneath his feet and wells up with blood. And you feel the oath bow in your hand, and it's heavy. But it's always had this sense of power and warmth, and almost like a vibration to it. And it feels like it is now just dead wood. Comes closer and says, "You bore my weapon, you invoked my name, and you claimed to bring my wrath. Where was the wrath when you fell? Where was my glory in your crawling resurrection? Last we spoke, you claimed to be the one that has the vision to lead my children to a new path of conquest, and yet you fell to an unworthy foe." And his gauntleted hand comes down and scoops the ground underneath your feet, and you can feel the stone and sand breaking and crumbling around you as he lifts you up so that you're eye level with him. It says, "You wish to be the one that leads your people to glory, then you must prove worthy of my favor. I have a task for you. Kill one who trusts you. Take the blood of someone who would bleed for you and let it run in my name. Do this, and your bond to me will be reforged in crimson."
Why? Why would I do that? We're working to save this world, part of your world. Why would I kill one of the only few people who is doing this?
You want to lead my people, you need to prove to me there is murder in your heart.
Yes, but there's also intelligence in my head. I'm not going to sacrifice someone that's going to help me to end to destroy the portal of Tzeentch. That's not smart at all, and that's part of the problem with Dark Elf society. It's selfish. It lashes out. It's not intelligent. It needs to be better, and I'm not going to change when that needs to change. I'm not going to change who I am and how I do things when you're the one that's wrong. We could be
wrong.
better.
I'm wrong.
Yes, we could conquer. But instead we slaughter ourselves. You asked me to kill one of my friends here for no reason. That is wrong.
And as you keep speaking, you feel like a heat radiating from his hand. It's getting intenser. And you can't make out details on his face, but it's clear you're pissing off your god. His grip around you clenches and tightens, and your arms are pinned to your side. The pressure keeps building and building to the point you start feeling bones in your arms and your chest cracking and splintering. And there's fury that shakes the air as he speaks. He said, I didn't say you had to kill one of your friends. Kill someone close to you. Whether that is one of your compatriots or one of your family, I don't care. What I need to give you my blessing, to give you my favor, is I need murder from you.
Murder has consequences. And if one of the consequences is we fail this quest to save the world, then it's not worth it. And you're wrong for asking that.
Then how can you say you bring the wrath of Cain every time you use that bow if you shy away from what I am?
That may be what you are, but you can be better.
There is one last chance for you. You will not kill those close to you. Then you will drown the peaceful in blood. You will go into places that has never seen murder, and you will drown them in their own blood. You will break their bodies. You will desecrate their holy places. And when you are done, you will leave my mark upon their holy words. If you do that, you can continue to say you bring the wrath of Cain. If you don't, that bow in your hand is nothing but a stick. And your vision goes black. And I'm going to bring it back up.
Okay.
You better be waving at me.
No, I was waving at the earless one.
Am I back?
You're back.
Okay. It gets
The
lonely.
earless one. You have Gimli. Stop complaining.
Passed out.
Oh, just look at him. Just look at his face.
Okay. So, from Aldrich's perspective, the night goes out off without a hitch. And then Tobias is taking the first watch, and the Cardinal's taking the last watch, correct?
Yeah, the second watch.
So then, Tobias, I'll get you to roll a perception.
A natural 1.
No. Whatever
You
happened
are-
was too odd.
You take your watch. You're on top of
That's
the
perfect.
building.
Yeah.
That's Dice telling the story right there. You're preoccupied. You are holding your oath bow in your hand, and you are contemplating how your night has gone so far. You are 100% distracted.
Oops.
And I roll like shit. Your watch passes with nothing happening.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll go get Cardinal.
All right.
Your turn.
Get your beauty sleep.
Okay, and a perception for Cardinal.
I will be guidancing myself. Would you think like a 31 is enough?
You know what? It's kind of close, but I'm feeling generous. I'll give it to you.
Flip that hair, lady. Flip that hair.
Kind
Let's
of,
go.
kind of along the same vein as what Alder went through. You've got a view of the city, and it just feels off to have no signs of life in there whatsoever. The sun starts to rise, and you're watching as like the line of light just starts at the tip of the Black Pyramid and slowly works its way down before the sun finally crests, and you get that like kind of blinding light in your eyes. And a new day dawns.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and wake everybody up. Use the leftovers for breakfast.
And everyone takes a long
Oh.
rest.
Yeah, I guess I should actually do that.
I've noticed it's kind of helpful sometimes. Hydrate.
Hydrate. Yeah. Fresh water.
Chat, I'm drinking water instead of Red Bull because here it's actually daytime. Well, evening time.
Okay, so yeah, you guys all wake up, take your rest, and do your morning things. Is there anything you guys want to do before you set out?
I'm going to cast Death Ward on myself before we leave.
Okay.
Just in case.
Craft weather.
It's gonna be hot.
Oh, I cast aid on every. What do I cast aid on?
Last time you did it yourself, Cardinal Calgar.
Thank you. Myself, Caligar, Cardinal. spells. Aid. Cast spell.
Tobias is gonna string his regular bow, but not his oath bow.
How long does aid go for?
8 hours.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yep.
Okay. Alrighty. So what do you guys want to do?
Well, I imagine we should investigate, see where we need to go.
Tobias will bring the cards back. Yeah, see if there are any caravans or anyone entering the city. See if there's any motion.
How long do you want to watch for?
It's just about dawn right now, right?
Yeah, it's just after sunrise. Like, say sunrise is when you guys were all aroused. By the time like you go through your morning stuff to get ready for the day, you might have taken a half hour, maybe an hour for it. So I'd say the latest it's about 7 a.m.
I'd say maybe 20 minutes just to look for any movement, and if not, we head for the slums and start working our way into the city.
Yeah, roll perception.
I'll help him out.
With advantage.
And I'm going to use this. For an 18 total.
Okay. So you stand on the cliff watching the city for about 15-20 minutes, like you said, and there's nothing.
Oh,
There's no movement at the gates. There's no movement along the walls. There's no movement in the streets you can see. It, for lack of a better term, it is a dead city.
how far from the cliff to the city below?
To the edge of the slums, you're looking at about say 2 to 3 miles to the edge of the city, or to the edge of the slums.
Okay.
Across just open terrain. The cliff stands about 100 feet before the you get down to the edge.
All right, should we just go for the slums? What do you guys think?
Information is probably not in the slums. Probably, like, if we can find a library or something that might still be there.
Possible we want Othira to lead us here, or at least act like the leader. Big scary death knight.
I mean, I don't follow you, so
Well, I mean, yeah, me in an elf, another elf, cleric, and then a dwarf just walking into the city of the dead. We want the scariest person here to act as the figurehead, right?
sure. I am quite
Helger-
scary.
He just kind of like inclines his head and says, "The dead don't feel fear."
Fuck!
Well, I could persuade them, I think.
Well, I'm not saying they'll feel fear.
Dude,
But, like,
that is a big part
if-
of my class.
If like 5 regular people walk into the city of the dead and just say hi, I don't think it's going to go well.
Othira, you take the front. I'll cover the back. Keep your eyes out. Tobias, you're in the middle. Also keep your eyes out.
Got it.
Alder, don't run off. Where we can't see you. Okay?
Why do you think I would do that? I've always communicated telepathically if I was scouting ahead.
Something, somebody was too far away from a healing circle last time.
Something, I'm not the one that died.
Finish a sentence. Finish a sentence, Alder.
I'm not the one that died. I stayed on my feet for the whole fight.
Good luck doing that in the City of the Dead.
Shots are fired.
I'm gonna clap him on the shoulder.
I'm just saying, if you come for Alder, you best come correct. This ain't Ezekiel. He doesn't run off unless it's tactically the right decision. Killed a fucking doppelganger ancient thing all by himself.
I'm gonna give you a hard time. I don't even care that you're sick.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. So, how are you guys getting to the city?
Walking?
I think we should be a little bit sneaky. I mean, we got to cross open ground, but
I look down at myself on my glowing horse in my plate mail, and I look back up at you and go, yes, sneaky.
Just minimize any undue noise if we can.
just saying, avoid the fanfare. That's all.
If we want to be sneaky, I can do something once a day, but it's a once a day.
Maybe
I think we
save
should hold
that.
it. Yeah.
Save that.
Okay.
Okay. So, first question. How are you getting off the cliff?
Same way we got up.
Can't we go around it? How
Can
big
we
is the cliff?
ferry ourselves down?
We didn't fly up here, did we?
No, we walked from the west.
No, we teleported. No, we didn't.
No, you walked in from like the west, southwest kind of direction.
I can just teleport us to the city now that I can see it.
Stop! offering that. Save the teleport for when it's actually useful. For the love of
But I can
gods.
use it multiple times a day.
Yeah, he gets
Okay.
3 shots a day.
Okay, do it. If we teleport onto a rock, I am haunting you.
So you're gonna teleport?
Teleport us into the slums somewhere you can see. Study and focus.
I am gonna focus really hard on a spot just inside the wall of the slums that's a nice open area that I can see with my elven eyes. Very distinct looking location. Very familiar, very demure, very mindful.
Okay. Roll percentile for me.
This is gonna go perfect. $47.
Okay. So you focus on like essentially what's an alleyway. Cardinal, just note it down. Essentially what's an alleyway, just kind of like leaning into the slums, and you don't know exactly how you're able to make this helm work for you, but as you feel like that buildup in power kind of like radiating from the helm, you close your eyes for a second, and when you open them, you're standing exactly where you want it to be.
Just saying, guys, I know I'm amazing. Cardinal will never admit it. I am so good. So good at the teleportation. Khemri, they wish they had this kind of power.
Something tells me they have more power, but we'll wait for that.
Don't look
Just
around.
make
Are
sure
we
you take
still
off
in the
one of the
desert?
uses from the helmet.
Yeah. See, Khemri's got power right now. Choked on your ambition, didn't you?
No clue what you're talking about. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Okay, so just so that we're clear with the marching order, Cardinal, you are beside Alder?
I'm at the back.
No, you're in the center.
Okay.
No.
We're in the land of the
This is the front.
undead. You are our healer.
This is the back.
Fine, I'm second last. Calgar's in front of me.
Ah,
Where's the
Good enough.
shell? Where's the pea?
Right.
You'll never get our cleric. I need to stop talking.
Yeah.
So Amber, I'm just gonna have you beside. I know you're on Gourmet. Just that we can actually Okay, so you guys
I
are
don't
in
know
the
why you
outskirts
can't have the
of.
whole like up and down anymore.
Don't know.
'Cause
Don't care.
Yeah.
Because everything got updated. Nothing works the way you think it's going to. Okay, so you guys are in the outskirts of the slums. City
There any
is to your
windows
east.
in this alley?
Roll a perception for me.
I just want to peek into a window, see if there's anything moving on the insides. That is a 13.
Okay. Looking around, I don't think I would say there's not really a need to look for windows, simply because you can see through broken walls. Like the outskirts and the slums that you're going through have like crumbled over time. You know that you're in outskirts or slums because there are stacks of stone that look like walls. That's
Okay.
about it.
So no moving anything in the houses that we can see.
Nope.
All right, and I'll just quietly say, let's be careful. I don't know what's going to happen. All right, should we move towards the main part of the city?
Yep.
Keep a lookout for any big buildings. Of
Compared
note.
to like Altdorf, how big is Khemri?
Fuck, I don't know.
Come on, DM.
Make
Don't
it up.
you-
Make it
don't
up.
you know?
Make it up.
It's the downside to having.
The city itself, I'd say, is probably, from the way you were looking at it from the cliff, comparable. Unless you want to take the time and like do the math and figure out exactly how big the city is.
That's a no.
All right,
Hey, you
we
know what?
have-
Fuck it.
We have 7 hours of telepathic speech since I hear Tobias whispering, and it's a big city.
I'm gonna grumble and move up next to him because I want Othira's protection. I don't have it if I'm there. Be in her presence.
Come
Move
join the party, guys.
You move up one closer, we could all get be
I
right
hate
there in
you.
the center.
I hate you.
See,
Two abreast it is.
now you're protected like a good cleric.
I don't need
Man,
protection.
you're salty.
I am the threat.
She made fun of me today. I'm not feeling good, so I beg it.
To be fair, considering where you guys are, she is the most dangerous person in the group right now.
I am not a damsel. I am the distress, okay?
You're the most dangerous person. You should be at the point closest to respond to any direction, which would be the center.
Oh, shut your yapper. You're sick. Let's go. Might have cursed him. My bad.
Okay.
Don't kill him.
So you guys are moving towards the city. Clearly, you're not being stealthy at all since you're having this just debate.
No, we're having it psychically because Alder did his thing.
yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Well,
Nice,
and
nice.
we've been traveling together long enough that we are used to this, so we just fucking bicker.
Bicker mentally.
But you're taking like no active measures to.
I'd
I
say
mean-
we're minimizing noise. We are minimizing noise. We're just
We
not
should-
like crouching. Moving for
Yeah.
shadow kind of.
Okay. Shits and giggles. Let's do stealth checks.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. I'm not dismissing my horse, so sorry.
17
Nah,
for
I
Tobias.
feel safer with Gorman. I got a 12.
I have disadvantage.
11 for a 24.
7 for Othira.
Caligar rolled a nat 1 for a 2.
And Gorman got a 4.
Which is appropriate. Okay. So, from the outskirts, like you try and move quietly, and after a while, you kind of give up because you're realizing like the glowing horse is kind of a giveaway, the clanking armor, and just like the laboring and the heat is definitely not helping. After about 20 minutes to a half hour of walking, you do get up to the wall that protects the city itself. And the wall stands about a good 30 feet over your head.
Anybody walking on the wall? Any guards or anything like that?
Nothing.
Is there a place where there used to be like a gate or something that we can just walk in?
Roll a perception.
LMNOP. That'll be a 10.
The section of the slums that you got up to the wall? No. The wall kind of like it's kind of curves. So if you head either north or south, you figure at some point you're gonna come to an entrance.
So
But you
guys,
don't know how far around it's gonna be.
we have two options. We could try and find an entrance, or we can
Break it.
one at a time. Whoop. Whoop.
Fly over?
Yeah. Unless Donnie wants to kill me.
Let's
In
look
which
for an
case-
entrance. Just a little bit of time, I'm sure. In fact, you know what? You guys look for an entrance. I'll sit here and can I try and ritually cast detect magic?
I don't think we should split up.
Like, would it be possible for me to walk and spend time casting it as the others do other stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so which way you guys going?
I'm gonna
North or
flip a
south?
coin. Slash R 1D 2. So 1 is a north, 2 is a south. We are going south.
Okay. And detect magic goes for 10 minutes.
10 minutes and 30 feet. Anything that's visible.
I glow like a beacon. Actually, we all do. But
You all do. You're covered in magic items of some variety. Actually, Cardinal, I want you to roll a perception for me.
Okie dokie. $20.
Okay. So as you're walking, you get the spell off, and you're kind of looking around, looking for any magic. And like as you pass your gaze over the party, you're used to seeing like so much glowing. All the different items are glowing, and the one thing you notice is that when you guys started your day, Tobias said that he strung his normal bow, not the oath bow. That glows with the magical energy. You still see the oath bow. You don't see any magic on it anymore.
I'm gonna keep a note of it, but focus on the other things for now.
Okay. So you guys are going south.
because you said you're going home, isn't it? Sorry. I'm,
You'll have to go watch the replay.
Oh, that's...
So you start walking around the southern edge of the wall, and it keeps curving around to your left, and you're walking for probably a good 45 minutes to an hour before you come to what appears to be like there was a gate, there were doors. The doors have since like fallen off the hinges, and they're just kind of one's hanging kind of like off of one hinge, swinging as if there was a wind blowing, but there's no wind. And yeah, Cardinal, you don't feel any magic. And I'm assuming like during this walk, you're ritually casting every now and then to keep it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So far, there's been no magic that you've detected.
Well, let's see if we can't find somewhere that'll give us some information.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic, and I'm sorry for the noise.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, that noise.
Yep. Yep. It's really loud.
I turned mine down.
What?
Okay. Are you guys going through the gate?
Yeah.
Yep.
Carefully. Keeping my eye out for possible ambush points.
I got my
'Cause
bow and an arrow out.
Enemy territory.
So does your regular bow have magic, or is it just your oath bow?
I am magic.
His regular bow is a +1 bow, so the bow
Okay.
has a magical aura to it, but the oath bow
Okay.
used to, but doesn't anymore.
'Kay.
Not that you know this.
No. I'm just above table, mechanically
Yep.
speaking. Do
Yep.
you have a magic weapon?
I am magic.
Just
Anyways.
making sure.
Okay, Merlin. Let's go.
I am magic. Everything is good.
I was bored with it.
So as you're walking through the gate, you're taking it slow. You're watching for ambush. I want you all to roll a dexterity save for me. Because
Come on.
no one said the magic words of "I'm looking for traps."
Oh,
Oh,
that's my
Okay.
job. That's on me. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay. It happens.
Oh, jeez.
I have an 18.
am I rolling for Gourmet too?
Yes.
11 for Tobias.
What the hell? What the hell?
Oh, there. What'd you roll?
I rolled an 8, and Gourmet rolled a natural 1 for a 3.
I rolled a nat 20 for a 32.
Wow.
At the same time, too. So nat 1 and the nat 20.
Okay.
And I
So as
have
you're walking,
I have evasion. So I take 0 damage.
yes. As you're walking through, I'm gonna say Gourmet is the one that triggers this.
Makes sense.
Yeah, roll the lowest.
That and
Um,
he's first and I'm riding him, so it's his feet.
Yeah. But coming through, you almost like Othira, you would hear a crack of one of the stones underneath Gourmet's feet, and you kind of watch as like this series of cracks runs from that stone up along the wall that's holding in this massive stone door that looks like it probably weighs about 2 tons. And the hinge that is barely holding this door on separates from the wall, and the door falls towards you. And I'm gonna say that Tobias, Gourmet, and Calgar, and Othira have all failed your saves. So let's do. So the door starts to fall. You're able to get out of the way from the door because it is a slow fall from there, but it's the stone of the gate itself starts crumbling and falling down, and the rocks that fall down are what does the damage. And you take 15 bludgeoning damage from the fall of the rocks for those that failed. But I think Gourmet, because you have mounted combatant, only takes half damage from that.
Which is
It
7?
would be seven damage. Yeah.
Nice.
And if we saved, also 7?
No, you're good.
Okay.
It's a ride or die. Someone
And
with
as
better
the,
eyesight needs to be up here as well.
Yeah.
So the rocks, like the echo of the falling stone, kind of like fades off into the distance. Calgar kind of looks around and goes, "I should have seen that." Because the dwarf should understand when stone is gonna break.
I mean, above table, Othira doesn't actually say this. It makes thematical sense, though, because he's devastated at losing his child.
Okay. So you make your way into the city. Contrast to the slums, the buildings here are still fairly well intact. There's some areas where like sands have blown, and you have like a little dune kind of like up against the side of the wall, covering half of the building sometimes. You get a feeling that at the height of the Naggaroth Empire, this was a beautiful city. Like you kind of run your hands over a wall and you feel like sand and dirt that's clung to the walls over the millennia just kind of like crumbles away, and the stone beneath is almost beautiful. But then as you touch it, that beauty kind of like crumbles as, time has done its thing. And keep moving into the city. The road you're on is about 50 to 100 feet wide. This would be like a main concourse that armies would parade down. And there's nothing. There's not a breath of wind. There's no sounds of animals. There is nothing.
Is there like... This is like a main thoroughfare. Does anything look like there could have been like an old library or temples or something?
Roll a perception.
A 0.
Nice. From the ground level, all the buildings look the same to you.
Well, guys, if you don't give me any more direction, I'm going down the main thoroughfare, and then when we hit the end, we'll see what happens.
What do we see at the end of the main thoroughfare?
The road extends a good couple miles into the city. As it goes further in, you start to see every now and then there'll be like an obelisk that'll rise from a corner or an intersection. Maybe the odd statue that's like crumbled and fallen over time.
Any writing on the obelisk? Whatever.
Roll perception.
Somebody else needs to roll perception.
I'm here.
I mean, I will, but watch me roll a 0
That's a
again.
3 for
Nope.
an 18.
Yep, I rolled a 2.
I got a 22.
Othir, you do see a bit of writing, but you can't make anything out. It's the ones that you're looking at. It's so worn out and faded that it could be writing, or it could be just like the wear of the stone over time. You're not sure. Alder and Cardinal, you guys do make out language on the obelisks. It's not much. Like, it looks like it'd be maybe 1 or 2 words on either side.
Is it a language we know?
No. You've seen it. You know that it's Naggaroth, but you don't understand it.
Well, I could cast tongues.
No, it wouldn't be worth it for 1 or 2 words.
And it isn't a ritual. Curses.
I could cast comprehend languages, but I don't think it'd be worth it for like 2 words on the entire obelisk.
Unless the words say library. But it is your spell, so.
I could
Fine.
be
No,
very-
no.
I could be.
Tobias is going to do his free casting and do comprehend languages.
It's just that obelisks tend to represent like important stuff, and I think it might be worth it, but also could not be, so it's up to you. I don't know.
And walks up and he touches the words to read them.
Detect magic didn't ping anything, right?
No, nothing yet.
Okay.
So you reach up and you touch the wording on one of the obelisks. It doesn't make sense. It's just random words. Serpents, crocodile, reeds. The more you go over these obelisks, the more it almost feels like they're street names.
All right, I'll relay. These are the street names for the streets. It's Crocodile Street, Alligator Alley.
I could
Interesting.
Gator Gateway.
I could sneak off, stay within a certain amount of range, and do some scouting. It's offering.
Well, as long as you can shout for help, I guess.
We could
We
just
have a
walk down
mile
this.
of this mental connection.
Yeah, but that
Let's
doesn't
just
mean we can
continue.
find you if you get in trouble.
Let's continue down the main thoroughfare, and if anything kind of pops out, you guys keep your eyes open for like an important building, either like a library or a government building. I am not good at figuring that shit out.
You just keep an eye on our surroundings. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys keep going down that main road?
Yeah.
Okay. As you're moving down the road, so after about 20 minutes of walking, the road kind of like curves somewhere off to the south. Sorry, no, you came in from the south. Kind of goes off to the north. No, I can direction. Goes off to the west. And you come around the curve, and in front of you is this plaza. In the center is a ornate fountain with these stone benches kind of surrounding it, and the center of the fountain is this carved figure of a cobra that rises up from the center of it. The hood on the side of its neck that are extended, fangs bared. There is no water flowing, nothing in the fountain itself, just mounds of sand blown up against the inside of the walls.
Does that symbolism mean anything? Like, would I associate Cobra to something?
Religion or history, if I can help as well.
Yeah.
I have a +5 to religion.
I have a +6. Let's go.
I will help you.
Thank you.
Damn it.
14.
You know that it's possible. Snakes of various kinds are used as symbology through many different religions. You don't know enough about this, the Naggaroth religion, to understand if there's any significance behind it, or if they just like snakes.
Makes sense. Any markings on this statue or around the fountain, like names, places, anything?
Roll a perception.
You know, guys, if we spend enough time here, we could all learn Khemri.
27. And it's Naggaroth.
Same thing.
Khemri is the name of the city. You take some time, you look over the statue, and it's very ornate in how it's carved. Like they spend a lot of time going into the detail to make it look like it's almost going to come to life. No markings, no words, nothing.
Frustrating is what the city is. God's help me. Any buildings that look eye-catching? Funky?
Everything around the plaza looks like buildings you've passed so far.
Get some sand. I got nothing.
Do you think the city comes alive at night?
Probably.
This will be fun. I think I'm
Are there
kind
any-
of sick of sand.
Are there any footsteps, tracks in the sand that we can see?
Roll perception.
Oh my god.
17.
What you see is sand blown across the road. Again, piles up against the walls where the wind kind of doesn't have as much of a pull to it. No footsteps, no track marks, nothing.
Well, shall we just keep going? Just keep trucking. Just keep trucking. Trucking.
Nothing else to it. Let's keep walking.
I think we're gonna have to head to the pyramid or the tower. I think the city's just dead.
There's a
I mean-
smaller pyramid in the center, right?
Yes.
Are we headed towards the smaller pyramid?
Initially, the road was bringing you to the center, but then it started moving off to the west. But you figure you can make your way to the center. It shouldn't take too hard.
Making
Should
our
we
way.
head towards the small pyramid?
Sure.
All right,
Maybe
let's
it's a
do it.
library. Don't
Okay.
know why I'm on library.
Books.
Because
words.
Othira is really into books, apparently.
Well, that's where all the smart people go and collect information. Duh. Everybody knows that.
I'll get you guys to roll a survival.
Oh, I'm good at that.
I help you.
No, I'm not. I've got a +2.
I've got a +5. You help
All
me.
of us or just 2 people?
Whoever wants to navigate.
Okay.
Who wants to help me?
I will help you.
Thanks, bestie.
You're welcome. Man, we need to not
11.
work together.
11.
So
Can't roll good every time.
you stand at pretty much at the fountain. You're looking around. You're like, okay, we want to go to the pyramid. We came in this way. We kind of went like that, and you just kind of like turn. You point at an alleyway. You're like, we need to go that way.
Internally,
Very
Cardinal's
decisive.
like, I'm fucking confused. There's fucking everything looks the same. There's no fucking streets. Can't even ask anybody. Kick some more sand.
So you start walking down this alley, and it kind of like twists and turns, double backs on itself, swings around. You come out to another more open road, and this has what seems like your first actual signs of life. There are wooden stalls and carts that, again, have seen the ravages of time, and they're being held together by a wish and a prayer, more or less. But as you're walking through what's clearly was a market, every now and then you come across a body that is laying in the street, contorted in agony, but has been mummified by the heat and the desolate air.
Should we stab one of them just to make sure they're not going to come back and get us?
I want to cut off one of their heads.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Okay. It's a creature within 5 feet of me, and I'm mounted, so I'm gonna roll that again. With advantage. Fuck that!
I was gonna say it was prone, so you'd roll advantage, but whatever.
What did I
Yeah,
roll the first time?
3 better than what you rolled the second
13. Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
time. So yeah, you kind of like ride over to one of these bodies, and you more or less just let the axe fall, and you hear a crack, you hear a crunch, kind of like the stone underneath it splinters a bit, and the head just rolls off.
Well, that one and I like poke it, should not come back to life.
I wondered if it was just gonna mess with us, but maybe it's just dead.
Mm-hmm. Can I cut off all their heads?
I wouldn't make too much noise. Let's just keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
If you want.
Sorry, got distracted by cute child. Oh, what did I miss? Bodies in the streets?
Desiccated, heat mummified bodies, and I cut off one of their heads, and it just bloop 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 rolled.
What the? Okay.
You're essentially in like a an area that used to be a market.
Is
Can
there
I just do
anything-
like a general prayer for putting them to rest or something? Not on every single one, just if I can do a a general area like thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you want to tell me what you're saying? Or you're just gonna be like, I say prayer.
Cute chat. Okay. I will pray to the Mother of Secrets to protect and guide those who have passed into a more restful slumber, I hope. One of the
Okay.
gods of the dead. I'll pray to a couple, why not?
Roll a percentile for me.
Okay. Do I get advantage because of the good child? 99?
So you take the time to kind of like focus and center yourself as you say this prayer. It's an experience you've had before, and when you've dealt with wishing the souls of the departed, peaceful rest and all that, you feel a sense of purpose, and a kind of like a warmth radiates from the core of your being. You don't get that here.
Cursed land, huh? Got it.
I am going to cut off all their heads.
Sure.
Anybody we come across, I cut off its head.
Okay.
I don't know how useful that be. You know what? If it makes you feel better, go for it.
It can't walk if it has no head.
You guys keep walking through the city. Every now and then you just hear the of the axe falling. Maybe a little like of the skull bouncing across the stone as it rolls away.
Was there anything in the market carts?
Oh, perception.
Can somebody else roll the perception?
Stop asking
You're
questions.
You're the one who's looking.
Can
I
somebody
will
look?
assist. I will roll as well.
You roll with me. There we go.
23.
Othira, you're taking like cursory looks, and it all just kind of like seems like dust and just decay. Cardinals, you kind of like lean over as she's walking by. You're able to recognize that, maybe this stall had was like a clothing vendor, and like there's enough scraps and remaining to be able to, like, okay, yes, I can identify what that was. Hey, that was part of a shoe. That was part of a sandal. That one had, the last, like the hardest points of fruit that decayed over time, and like it's the pit of a peach or something like that. Like it's an area that's been dead for hundreds, if not thousands of years.
Any chance, any passable fabrics that could be fashioned into makeshift tents and such?
No, the scraps that you're seeing, they're like the size of your hand at most.
Excellent.
And
Well,
you
I'll
think
keep a look
you
out
get
for
the idea of,
leather
like,
or something that will survive, but yeah.
yeah, you get the idea of, like, maybe I'll pick up some of these scraps of fabric, and we can like sew them into tents. The first one you pick up just crumbles to dust in your hand.
Yeah, makes sense. Oh well, I tried.
Okay. So you guys keep going, and you change your minds. Like, you figure with how twisting the alley was, maybe not the best idea. So you start following this avenue that you're on, and after about another 10 minutes, it opens up again into a wide open plaza. This time, there's no fountain in the center, but there is a large stone wall on the eastern side of the plaza that rises about 15-20 feet high. And you do make out carvings along the entire side of the wall.
Does Tobias still have his Cumbrian languages up?
No, but I can cast it again.
It doesn't
Slowly
last an
cast it.
hour.
I was trying to bring it up.
No, Caligar isn't an EA DLC character. He's grieving. Okay, he doesn't like to talk much right now. he's the DM's puppet for now. Actually, I mean, I can play him if you don't want the hassle of doing his sheet.
Yeah, it lasts 1 hour. Has it been an hour or more than an hour?
No, I wouldn't say it's been an hour.
Okay. I'll go up and I'll start. And just as I'm about to touch the symbols, I'll say to the other
Araby.
elf, "Is this trapped? Are we gonna get spiked with magic again, or is this wall gonna fall on us?"
I look for traps. It's a 23 minimum.
Guidance. Add a d4. What do your elf eyes see?
It's a 25.
You look over the wall and you're like, it's a wall.
It's a wall.
All right. I'll go up and I'll start touching the symbols because I have to touch them to be able to read them.
Okay. So you touch the wall. It's not so much. Like as your hand moves over, you're kind of also brushing off the sand that's accumulated over time, and it's not words as it is a fuck. What's the word I'm looking for? Mural.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
It's been carved into the side, but again, worn over time. You're able to essentially make out. Where did it go? There's a figure that's been carved in that would seem like it was a king from you don't know how long ago, but great care was taken to carve the body, and great haste was taken to destroy the face. And this is repeated several places along the wall.
And I'll just say no writing, but this is, what do you call it? Mural, a pictogram describing king's life or something like that. But it looks like someone didn't like the king.
Can I try to piece who the king might be? Is it the usurper or Gash? Because we already know this stuff.
You wouldn't think it's Nagash because in the information you've gotten on him, he was never a king. Without the face, it's difficult to get an identity. It's just some ancient king, and yeah, a tale of his life from his rise to power to the construction of his tomb to his death.
What does the tale say?
Say again?
What does the tale say? Like, is he born humble? Is he born like? Tell us the story.
It starts with his ascension to the throne.
Mhm.
You go over. Fucking maybe we just pull this shit out. Let's say it covers.
Her face when she did it was priceless.
I know. Yeah. Covers a few decisive battles. Makes himself appear as if he's this great statesman. You're looking closely at one, and it seems not that they were fighting an enemy, but the designs of the people that are being defeated almost seem like they match other iconography you've seen of the Naggaroth people.
Civil War
Or rebellion.
or rebellion. Well, yeah. With my knowledge of war and stuff, would I be able to determine if it was civil war or rebellion?
Basing it on the number of figures on the king's side to the images of people that are like broken and dismembered, it was a very one-sided fight. You would probably put it as like there was an uprising in perhaps one. You can't quite make it out if it was one part of the city or one part of the country or the empire, but it would be more a rebellion than full-on civil war.
And the rebellion lost.
Decisively.
Mhm.
Or at least that's what the story's telling you.
Well, I mean, the reality is the story is told by the victor, which if they victor,
Biased.
then that, and if they did win, then
Wait,
All right.
if they won, why is his face all scratched out? Somebody else came along that didn't like him?
Oh yeah, this is probably Cetra. And then
Yeah.
Nagash came in later, smashed it up.
bless you. Poor booty.
Cetra was the last king, the undying king, and then Nagash, the Lich, came in and killed everyone here and carved out his face, or cut out his face from the carvings.
Caligar
That's
shakes his
done.
head, pipes up. Cetra wasn't the last king, he was the first king.
Well, he was a person, a man.
He was a
That's
person,
what I'm
yes.
saying. Rather than an undead Lich.
Well, undead liches start as people.
God, I'm so tempted to just raise one of these fuckers and have them tell me a history lesson, but, for now. Let's just keep moving.
Keep moving? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're still headed to the Little Pyramid. Right?
Yep.
Well-
Pyramid.
Little when compared to the Black Pyramid, but
Yeah,
what
we're
you
going
guys
to the
saw
baby pyramid.
from overlooking the cliff, compared to the pyramids you've seen spread out through the desert outside the city, it's still fairly sizable. Like it's
Okay.
about half the size of the Black Pyramid.
You know, it's not always about the size of the pyramid. Sometimes it's about the craftsmanship, okay? Some people are
Or-
blessed with great big pyramids. Some people's pyramids have a little bit of a curve.
Some are wider at the base and a little tipped. Poor fox.
I was gonna go more for location. It was located in the very center of the city.
So it's probably whoever built this city, right? On rock and roll? Makes sense that it give him prime real estate.
Was it Cetra's tomb?
I don't know. Guess we'll
Well,
find
One
out.
way to find out.
yeah. Speculating is doing us no good. Let's just go get this done.
Raise Cetra's corpse and ask him himself. How about that?
Speak with dead. Do you have speak with
Yeah.
dead?
I can get it. Haven't
We don't
prepared
need
it
it
yet.
right this exact moment, but
Yeah.
Okay. So you keep
we
going
could
through
have
the city.
spoke with all the dead people that we've been cutting off their heads.
The last one I tried to gave me diddly squat. Okay, he was like, I got crushed by a rock. Okay, thank you, peasant.
Yeah, I think that's what we get.
So maybe I want to ask one of the big honchos.
Let's keep going.
Okay. Roll another survival for me.
I will
assist.
help. I will help Cardinal.
And Othero can roll on her own.
Oh,
I got a
I'll roll on
13.
my own. I'll roll on my own.
Got it there.
Sure.
I got an 11. Guys
Okay.
are doing great.
So you're fairly certain you're keeping the direction towards the center of the city, but it is a big city, and every now and then you find yourself kind of having to backtrack because you run into a dead end or something along those lines. As you feel you're finally getting close to it, you turn a corner. Again, you got this wide open plaza. This one has an obelisk in the center of it that is different from what you've seen. The other ones rise maybe 15, 20 feet in the air. This one's going 40, 50, 60 feet up. It's made of the blackest stone. Not quite to the same forbidden kind of feel to it that the Black Tower, the pyramid has. But there is writing on it, and the base of this obelisk is probably about 25, 30 feet wide, and it's just this towering, what is it, onyx? Yeah, let's go with onyx. And there's writing from the tip down to the base on all four sides.
Well, Tobias, get a reading. Unless his spells run out.
If the spells run out, I'll ritually cast it again, and I'll say, is this obelisk cursed? Is it gonna bite me for touching it?
Do I see anything?
Oh, you want me to check?
Yeah.
I'll
You check for physical traps, I'll check for magical traps, and together,
check for
with
traps.
the power
Okay. Roll an investigation.
It's a 30.
Fucking hell. Fucking rogues. You're looking over it.
Nobody
You don't
likes
see any.
Ezekiel.
You're looking. You don't see any physical traps. But you get closer, it seems like the writing on it, you can't focus. You'll focus on one part, and you'll strain your eyes, and it kind of like shifts and moves. And Cardinal, you do feel a sense of magical essence coming from it.
It's magical. Hold your horses. What kind of magic? Necromancy? Transmutation?
Divination.
Abjuration? Divination?
Is this a help kiosk?
I hope so. Phone
Touch
a
it
friend.
and be like, where's the library?
Phone a friend. Well, I tell him it's divination magic. I'll be like, if you're gonna touch it, I'd be careful. Divination, so I don't know. Either it will let something see us, or help you see something.
Well, if we're just looking at it and I'm not touching it yet, and the words are still shifting, and I can't focus on the words, I don't think I'm going to gain anything from touching it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it's doing.
Could I get Caligar's help to sort of figure out what kind of spell? Like a harmful spell? What kind of divination he use?
Yeah, if you want to roll Arcana with advantage because he's helping.
Mhm.
Or who's got a better? Let's see.
He probably has a better Arcana.
I got a 21.
Oh wait,
Don't
I have
doubt me.
Arcana.
Somebody,
I'm gonna
He's-
look at it.
you also roll it.
Oh, but I tanked it. 10.
I am not the Arcana person. I'm a rogue.
Me either.
Just so we know, Calgar has
me
a plus
wizard.
9, but 21 works too.
Don't let me have anything. It's fine.
It's a very minor enchantment on it. Not something that you feel would necessarily be dangerous, but you can't quite place it. It's not the type of magic you're used to experiencing.
It probably won't kill you. It seems like a minor enchant. I'd say
I
risk it.
touched the wall.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, Thera touches the wall?
Mhm.
Okay.
And I think
So-
I want to see the library.
So everyone else, you watch as Othira reaches a hand out, and the moment her fingers make contact, her entire body stiffens. So Othira, as you contact the wall, your vision blurs, and it seems like the world kind of spins around you. And within almost instantaneously, but also it seems like it takes ages, you're standing with your hand on an obelisk in the same plaza, but now you're hearing the sounds of voices and movements of carts and animals, and you look around, and this is not the dead city you were in. This is the city in its prime. The buildings are crafted with, like, the stone is this gleaming white limestone covering the core of the buildings itself. You look in the direction of the Black Pyramid, and you only see about half of it still under construction.
That's
You
the
can
big,
also-
big one?
That's the big one. You also do see the pyramid at the center of the city. The very tip of it is the capstone is covered in this gold that is catching the sun, and it radiates out with a brilliance you've never seen before in your life. And for you, the sense of peace and prosperity, and you can feel that people are happy. To you, it's sickening. This is not the way civilization is supposed to be. Civilization is supposed to be hardship and turmoil and death and destruction. And you pull your hand away.
Before I pull the hand away, is the tower in the vision?
Nope.
Okay. So, that was interesting. I got a vision of the sickening past. Everybody was happy. It was gross. The pyramid, the big pyramid, the Black Pyramid, was only half constructed, and the one in the center had a really bright capstone. If I look at the center pyramid, does it have the capstone?
No.
The capstone has since gone away. It was very bright and gold and shiny.
If I
Oh,
look at-
and the tower was not there. Somebody
So
else could
the
try. You might
central-
get a different vision.
So the Central Pyramid predates both the Black Pyramid and the Black Tower came after the Black Pyramid, if
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, I assume that.
What happens if one of you touches the wall? You might get a different vision than me.
Boop.
Same thing. You get the exact same vision.
Can
I'm
I
gonna
look
go
at
up
her-
to a different face of the wall and touch the different face of the obelisk.
This vision changes. It's the same feeling, but you feel like you've gone about 25 feet around the corner of the obelisk, but kind of on a different wall.
You fucking dick. I was about to take notes.
And I'll lean over. It's same thing over here.
Can I look at the current little pyramid, littler pyramid, and is there like remnants of some effect of if capstone that big had been removed, there might have been like markings or like visible discoloration or something.
Roll perception.
This is my least favorite words now. Worst phrase ever. Roll perception.
15.
I don't mind it at all.
Yeah, but you are so quiet because you're sick, so you're not getting anything.
Well, it's also I don't want to abuse being a skill monkey.
Yeah,
I want other
mean,
people to be able to do stuff and experience the world.
I just love this idea that we're all like trying, and Alder's just standing there with his arms crossed, going, "Yep, you try, have fun."
I kind of picture it as like Alder's doing the rolls himself, and he's like, "Oh, you did notice that? Good job."
So proud.
Did you see this over here? Oh, you didn't see? Well, take a look over. Don't miss that. Just because Alder seems like a bit of a dick.
Make him more condescending. I'm gonna kill him in his sleep. Let's go.
Yeah. So to answer your question, the description you would have gotten from Othir and from Tobias is like the visions they're getting. The sides of the pyramids still have like that casing on of like pure white marble, and that's when you're looking at it, that's not there. You can't see any marks of like the capstone specifically being taken off, but the pyramid's been desecrated, for lack of a better term, over the millennia.
Well, I feel safer starting there, honestly. If it's already kind of desecrated before the Black Pyramid.
Sure.
Let's do it.
To the pyramid.
To the little pyramid.
It's a normal sized pyramid. It's just the Black Pyramid is significantly bigger.
Well, see, that's just an illusion. See, what really happens is the Black Pyramids, they don't grow. They stay the same.
Okay, see?
They're a shower, not a grower.
Yeah.
If they cut back all the buildings around the little pyramid, it would look much bigger.
Oh, good God.
It's all about the angle you get for your painting.
Anyways, you keep making your way through the city, and you're fairly close to the center of the city now. And when you finally step out, there's the area surrounding the pyramid itself is probably about 200 feet of just open space. And as you're kind of like walking around, you do notice like there is a processional leading up to one side that has kind of like a ramp moving up to about mid-level of the pyramid itself, and along this ramp going up are various statues of which make it to be warriors, guards, some might even be gods that are like protecting the rest of whoever's inside.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm betting this is Cetra's tomb.
5 gold?
5 gold.
Done.
Let me write that down, so I'm gonna forget.
And you're keeping up detect magic?
Check for traps, trap monkey.
Goddamn right I am.
Oh, yeah, that's me. Trap monkey looking for traps.
So just to be clear, that means Alder is now taking point?
Yep. 24.
Okay. So you guys start moving up this ramp. And about halfway up, the ramp itself, it's about 30 feet wide. You get halfway up the ramp and you notice there's a section of the stonework that runs the entire width and extends out probably about 15 feet itself, and it's lifted by about half an inch over everything else you've seen.
It runs the entire width.
Yeah, so it's 30 feet from edge of the one edge of the ramp to the other, and then extends about 15 feet forward up the ramp.
And that one section is raised half an inch above everything else.
Yep.
I spy with my little eye a trap. Tobias, go walk across it.
No, I'm not doing that.
I just running jump across.
Well, you said it's 15 feet and still going up the ramp?
Yeah.
That's a
To
mighty
be
jump.
honest,
I'm on a nightmare.
Oh, you can fly it.
Yeah, her running jump is 30 feet of fly.
some of us can't do that with your. Maybe poke it from a distance.
Well, I could
Perhaps
get more
the trap
magic
monkey,
out.
or the trap monkey could disarm the trap.
It's a large trap to disarm. Do I feel like there is a mechanism I could secure? Inspecting it closer.
Roll an investigation.
Guidance.
See, it's different. It wasn't perception this time.
Guidance.
I mean, investigation is better. The minimum on this is like 22 with guidance. It's a 24.
Watch him put the DC to 25 just to fuck with us.
It's tempting. It's tempting. There's nothing you can see with the raised stone, but as you're looking around, you start to pay closer attention to the statues that line this whole ramp, and about halfway across, so like in the middle of that trapped area, the statue on your right side, you compare it to the one opposite, and the sword arm that is, like, it has holding a sword in front of a shield. That sword is just a little bit lower than the one across the way.
Oh. Oh.
Should
The
it
fuck
be
does that
higher or
mean?
should it be lower?
The fuck does that mean? Does detect magic give me anything?
No.
So
Well, they
the
aren't magical statues, I guess.
Can I lift it up?
I'm gonna be nice and ask, how are you getting there? Because if you say, I'm just gonna go over and lift it, I'm gonna assume you're walking across the 7.5 feet of trapped stone, because that's funny.
like the bridge scene in the fucking movie.
Yes. Yeah.
Throw your knife
Was
or
this
something.
throwing
Yeah.
your teleport dagger?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
trying to find it. Sorry. I always forget what ability this is under. There it is. Shaka-cha!
Okay, so now you're essentially clinging to the side of the statue. What is it
Okay.
you want to do?
I want to try to wiggle the sword, see if it moved.
You want to wiggle the sword.
You said that his sword was like half an inch lower than the other one.
Yeah, like the whole arm. So you want to like try and move the arm?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to move the lower
Nah.
part to match the
He
other
definitely
side.
said.
I'm
he
trying to
wants
wiggle the sword.
Stop it. We're gonna get demonetized for something.
Trying to make him happy.
Okay. So you give it a little wiggle. It does move.
Oh, it's just a little sword? I'm sorry.
I'm trying not to make this motion on the camera, okay?
So that you go and do it harder.
If you're gonna do it, you just fucking commit to it.
Guys,
Well, you know,
we are so
hey,
not
at
a
least-
professional
At least I
stream.
wasn't looking at the camera making eye contact doing it.
So you go and do it.
God damn it.
At least I wasn't as I'm doing it.
You can't outgay the Navy. Just
All right. So, so can I lift the arm all the way up to the same height as the other side?
roll an athletics for me.
And why's it got to be athletics?
Because I know there's something
just-
you're not good at.
I'm just gonna watch this.
7.
It moves about a half inch. And then just stops.
Do the stones do anything that were raised as it moves?
You don't know. There was let me rephrase that. There was no discernible change.
Listen here, you stupid statue. Just fucking move. I'm gonna try it again.
So again, you're pushing up. Okay.
Yep.
Roll another athletics.
As he's doing this shit, me and Tobias and Caligar are just chilling. If there is somewhere else, I'm just gonna.
That's
Caligar
a
seems a bit
6.
distracted.
You see how bad this character is when I'm not good at something?
I turn to Tobias and I say, "So, your oath boat's not magical anymore? Something you want to talk about, or?"
Okay,
Kane's throwing a hissy fit.
I'm gonna try the other way now. I'm gonna pull down on it. I'm gonna really yank on it.
Well, hold on. Let's explore this. Kane's having a hissy fit.
A hissy fit? What did you do?
Even gods are. I don't want to put this. Even gods are so set in their ways, so set, have so much inertia for the way they do things, that even the thought of doing something different, doing something better, just angers them.
Well, yeah, they're gods. Stubbornness is kind of part and parcel of divine power, I guess. Your power, your magic, does it come from Kane? I never did ask.
No, it's just arcane magic. It's not anything too fancy, and it's not even that rare. It's not even that powerful either, but it's fun. It was something I learned as a kid to do.
Well, I'll just leave you with this parting wisdom. The gods can get frustrating at times, trust me. But anchoring the god of blood might not be the best idea.
Of course it is. God of murder. he's got to see that he's wrong, and he's got to see that there's better ways. And maybe I pay for it, but that doesn't mean he's right.
Well, I wish you luck in this endeavor. I really do. I'm just terrified for the consequences.
We're in the land of undead. We're facing the consequences. We're facing the consequences. And I bet you he's going to do something, and a giant ball is going to come rolling down this pyramid on us.
There are other ways the gods can cause chaos. Like, if you die, I can't bring you back. Or I can't heal you. Sometimes it's not just them taking away trinkets. They can be cruel.
Doesn't mean they're right.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But, only you, Tobias, would get in a stubbornness match with a fucking god of all people.
Hey, it's not my fault I'm always right.
Take that with a basket of salt. Alder, you need any help over there?
Hang on, let me just give this guy more of a rub and tug, and I pull down on the sword.
Roll athletics.
Eventually, I have to roll well. 16.
So you've the initial couple times you tried, you pushed up and like you're giving it all your might. You couldn't get it to go. This time you're like, you know what? I'll try pulling down. You grab onto like the hilt of the sword that's kind of like the pommel out of the bottom of his hand. You pull and it glides easily. The sword comes down until the arm is like fist down by his leg, and you hear a series of clicks running from the statue down to the plinth, then runs across the base of the ramp, and there's a grinding sound as that patch of stone drops a half inch.
Oh, there you go, guys. If you can't get it up, just change up your technique.
Brother. Alright, thank you, Alder.
Yeah, but did that actually, like, turn off the trap?
I take a tentative step.
Stone doesn't budge.
Take that as a yes. Keep walking.
Bias follows.
Truck in, truck in, truck in.
Yep. Takes you guys about 5 minutes to walk up the ramp, and when you finally reach the top, you're standing in front of this door that's as wide as the ramp and about twice as tall. And along, like, covering the door are these images of, actually, one image that dominates the whole thing, kind of split down the middle, of a king, radiant, kind of holding his hand out towards what you'd assume to be either the future or towards destiny.
Does the door have a handle?
Roll perception.
Dude! Seriously? Can I not see that there's a fucking handle or not?
I got it. I got it.
Fucking.
24. Is there a fucking handle or not?
Oh, Theory, you look at the door. There is no handle. Cardinal, you look a little bit deeper. You're trying to see, like, is there maybe an indent you can get your hand into that would either operate a mechanism or a lever, something to like be able to pull the door. And as you're looking around, you see the door is pretty solid, but on the right side, one of the stones is a slightly different shade.
Check for traps! Trap
Alder.
monkey!
Check this out over here.
Gladly. I check for traps.
Roll to investigate.
'Cause he's a trap monkey.
Guidance.
That's a 2 for a 21 plus guidance is 23.
Okay. You take a second to look it over, and once you're fairly confident, you just reach out and push the button. It sinks in, and you hear, again, a series of grinding stones that emanate through the entire frame of the door, and the doors slowly swing inwards.
All right.
Step on through.
What do we see?
You see a very dark tunnel.
Okay, well, I've got dark vision.
Okay. For the 60 feet you've got dark vision, you see gray walls, and then you see a very dark tunnel.
Oh yeah, well I have
Sounds-
60 feet of dark vision.
That's what he just said.
That's what I said.
I'm just being sassy. I'm dying over here, guys. Let me have some fun.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Well-
still keep detect magic up. But somebody else go first.
I'll go first.
In fact, you know what?
And I
Use
will-
Gormane.
and I will
He sheds light, right?
check for traps along the
Oh,
way
dude, yeah.
as we go.
He has light.
You've all got dark vision. You don't need the light of the horse.
Well, it
Unless you
helps
want
with
details.
it helps with perception checks, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Traps and such.
Within 10 feet of the horse.
Yeah.
It still counts.
Fine.
Because outside of the 10 feet, it's a -5.
Well, actually, it's technically disadvantage. It's -5
Oh,
when you're
did they
passive.
change it?
Yeah.
Oh, passive, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so Alder, roll another investigation. For this one, I'd say perception.
I help you. Only because no surprises for you, Dungeon Master.
That's a 27
Okay.
off of 19.
Just for simplicity's sake, as you're going down this tunnel, about every 20 or 30 feet, you're finding pressure plates that would indicate there is a trap, and fairly efficiently, you're able to figure out the mechanisms and disable them. The tunnel itself will extend about 120, 130 feet down, and it's kind of sloped down, so you're getting more towards the base of the pyramid as well, or at least Caligar's able to kind of pick that up. You get to the end of the tunnel, and it opens up into a room that is about 40 feet square, so 40 on each wall, and it branches off into 3 hallways. The hallway straight ahead maintains the same width as the one that you came in. The one on your left is maybe about 10 feet wide, same as the one on the right.
Still big enough to fit my horse, so that's awesome.
Now what?
Well, we could roll to see which direction we go.
Chance?
You're writing on any of the walls?
Yeah.
That is a good point, too.
Mostly what you're seeing is artwork depicting the life of a pharaoh.
Okay.
Is there, like, stages of life on the tunnels, or is it just, like, all the same?
Most, like, the tunnels don't have it. It's when you're in the rooms that you're seeing it, and the room you're in, you would kind of figure it to be around middle age. So just telling the story of, like, a benevolent ruler, doing the best for his people, doing all that type of stuff. Nice and simple.
I agree.
Not being complicated.
Do we
Thanks,
want to start left and work our way around?
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. We head to the left.
Okay.
Mama Mary!
So you're
Hello,
heading down the left
Mary.
tunnel. Again, every now and then you stumble across a trap. Alder figures it out, gets a knife underneath, cuts a wire, keeps the pressure plate up from being stepped on, stuff like that. And after about 80 feet, you walk into a room that is about 80 feet across and 200 feet long. And it is filled with racks of spears and swords and bronze chest plates, helmets, greaves. This is an armory.
Oh,
And before Cardinal asks, not a single one of the pieces of armor or weaponry resonates as magical.
Okay.
I was gonna ask. Do any of them look worth money?
Or just exceedingly special, let's say.
I mean, the thing is, this is like ancient. So, if it's in good condition, might be able to get some collector items.
You trying to Indiana Jones this shit? That
Fuck yeah.
belongs in a museum.
How
I am the
how
other
much time-
side.
how much time are you spending looking through this armory?
Is it a dead end armory? No more
Yeah.
hallways? Okay.
Yep.
I'll give it a quick glance over.
Just a quick glance, Athera?
Well, I mean, I want to kind of look at it.
Okay, go for it then, buddy. I'll help you out.
Okay. So if you're gonna take the time to like fully investigate,
I mean, this is my jam. It's weapons and armor.
yeah. The stuff closer to the entrance is more generic. The armor it has some detailing on it. Mostly would be like pieces of leather that, if you touch it, crumbles with the age of it. You get more to the center, then you're getting into the like the chest pieces are starting to get the bronze woven into it. Little more detail on the like fuck. What's the word I'm looking for? The decoration on the armor as well.
Embellishments.
Embellishments. Thank you. Yes. As you get towards the back, this is where, from an artistic point of view, the armor is stunning, and does seem like it's not really been touched by time. The leather straps holding things together does fall apart when you touch it, but the breastplates themselves are similar in quality to what was being worn by the tomb guard when you fought the mummy.
How
And the swords.
many?
How many?
How many good pieces are there?
About 15, 20?
Wow. And then of the weapons and stuff?
Same matching swords and shields.
I would really like to take a set of armor and a set of weapon and shield.
Okay. That would amount to adding, let's say, are you doing like the full set of armor? So, breastplate, greaves, helmet, shield, sword?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can add Let's say half plate with a shield and short sword.
Cool. Cool.
Actually, this I'd say longsword. Do longsword.
Longsword? Cool. Ancient. I need to open my notes. I am very excited to be in a armory that is like ancient.
Honestly,
that's
just seeing
weird.
Othira sort of like finally show an interest in something, I'm like, the dragons are fun.
There's almost, let's say, like a level of glee of like being a kid in a candy store. It's like, whoa.
Shiny.
You said half plate?
Half plate, yeah.
Well, after she does that, I think we head backwards.
And this is what,
Okay.
Naggaroth?
Khemri. Khemri.
K. Say that again.
He'll type it.
Thank you. All right, it is
so
in my notes.
to the right or to the middle?
Well, if we're going left to right, we'll go left, which we just did, and then straight, and then right.
I'm pretty sure these two would be side chambers.
Oh yeah, we could do the other side chamber.
Sure.
There might be more, like,
Weapons.
there might be more weapons and armor. Maybe they'll have, like, a glaive. Maybe they'll have a magic glaive. I could totally use a magic glaive.
Okay. So you get into the chamber on the right side. Again, about the same size. So, like I said, like 40 feet across, 90 feet long, something like that, whatever it was. This does not have rows of armor and weapons. This has chests and crates and barrels.
I check it all for traps.
Roll investigation.
And before he does that shit, any magic first? I think of specialities.
No magic.
Maybe just with passive perception.
No magic.
That's a 3 for a 21.
Honestly, it's hilarious
So
watching you shake your head.
You make your way through this room and you're kind of looking over everything, and there's a lot of it that just seems like what chests are there. You can see there's been scratching at the locks, or places where the wood near the lid has been broken and chipped at. None of it screams like it would be trapped, but clearly someone tried to get in, they weren't able to. When you get down to the end, there is a chest that's about 2 to 3 times larger than the other ones you've been walking past. As you walk up to it, well, the first thing that strikes you is there are 3 piles of skeletons, kind of like arranged in a semicircle around it.
So is it trapped?
Is the floor trapped in front of it?
Nope.
I inspect the chest from a distance. Anything off about it?
Define off.
Something that doesn't make sense, like it doesn't suit the age of the chests around it. Is it weirdly shaped?
Does it
Like,
have a
would it
mouth?
be an illusion? What does it have? My mouth and pointing to you. Again,
And a
if there's a chest and 3
long-
bodies in front of it, if it's a chest with 3 bodies, I assume there's like the chest is the trap itself, or something else. He makes for traps. I inspect a chest.
Okay, roll a perception then.
Okay. $26.
Okay. Physically, there is nothing off about the chest. It seems the same design, same age as everything you've walked past in this room so far. Take into account the bodies around it, you feel there's something off. Something doesn't quite seem right. But just from looking at it, it looks like a chest.
And I throw a pebble at it.
I was gonna say, can I throw a chest at the chest?
I pick up a pebble and Othir just...
Roll a dexterity check for me.
For which one of us?
Whoever's throwing something.
Get it, Othir.
I will wait to see if the pebble works, and if it doesn't, then I'm going to throw a chest at it.
Okay. Dexterity check?
Check.
Okay. 18?
You find a decent sized pebble, you chuck it, it hits the lid and bounces off.
Does it sound like wood?
Sounded like wood.
Can I pick up one of the chests that has scratch marks that makes it so it hasn't been opened? And then I'm gonna throw that chest at the skeleton chest.
Because the chest has some weight to it, roll athletics.
Okay.
You don't have trust issues. I don't know what you mean.
That's a 9 for a 14. Because my rolls suck balls today.
So you throw the chest. Your aim's not that great because you're not used to really throwing things. You get more of a glancing blow, and like there's a solid crack as it hits. But the chest you threw it at doesn't seem like there's been any damage to it. The chest you threw doesn't seem like there's been any damage to it. They're both very well constructed.
It's okay. I got this. This is what I
Backs
do.
up.
Guidance. Good luck.
Speak to me, baby, and I rub my fingers along this chest, caressing it ever so gently and really investigating for a trap.
Yeah, roll investigation.
Sorry, Fox.
No, the fuck you're not.
You said guidance?
Feel bad for the chest now, but yeah.
It's a 29.
Okay. So as you're taking your time and you're being with the bodies around, you're being extra vigilant, extra like diligent into your investigations, and you see there's still like a lockpick in the mechanism itself, and you kind of like get an angle on it, and you see like there's almost 2 sets of tumblers in there, and they had activated the one set on the right, and that's what you're able to figure out.
Okay. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna try to pick both locks at the same time. Magic fingers style. After checking this thing out. Oh wait, you said the tumblers on the right side are already activated? Or did they reset?
You can't see if they were activated, but you see the lockpick is in on the right side.
Yeah, I'm gonna try the left side. Silly rabbit, trickster for kids.
Okay.
So, thieves' tools is sleight of hand, right?
Sleight of hand with advantage because you're proficient, right?
Yep. I need to know if this fails because I can do side-bolstered nag.
Yep.
That's a 25. Off of a 12.
Okay.
Does that
That's. It doesn't take you long. You're going through, and the one thing that you've always been happy about with these ancient style locks is they weren't very complex. Take your time. You get the tumblers through, turn it, clicks open.
Okay, now I'll try the other lock just to make sure it's unlocked as well.
Are you using the lockpick that's there, or are you going to pull it out and use your own?
I'm gonna pull it out and use my own. Man's gotta trust his own tools.
Okay. As you pull it out, you hear shards of glass moving.
Like, as it starts to come out, I'm gonna leave it and wiggle it and see if I can just make that one work.
Roll your sleight of hand, but do this one as a straight roll.
I can still side bolstered knack this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 27.
Okay. It takes a bit more effort because it seems like something in the lock is kind of jamming it a bit, but you're able to clear it out and move the tumblers, and it clicks, and then you hear a louder clunk from the middle of the chest.
Okay, very carefully, I'm going to just barely inch the lid on this thing and see if there's any secondary traps.
No.
Okay, flip it open. What's in there?
Nothing.
Sand.
If we don't find 60 bajillion gold in this one.
There's a bunch of sand. Oh god, that's so
You
much
wanna-
damage.
You want to open all the other chests there, buddy?
Hang on.
I'm like standing over top of you. Good job.
So you open.
Yes. Not damage, it's gold. Right?
You open the chest, and it's not gold, but inside is a mix of statues and like plateware and urns and goblets and all of this. As you pull one out, you take a look at it. Initially, it has like a silver gleam. And as you hold it in your hand, you realize this is not made out of silver. This is made out of platinum.
Oh,
And the
fuck
entire
yeah.
chest is filled with platinum pieces.
And they're ancient, so they're collector's items.
Alden
like this
teleports
chest,
out
like-
with the chest. Bye.
Like to give you an idea on the size,
fuck
like
the
your
world
average,
and return.
the chests you've been passing have been like, 2 feet deep and say maybe 3 feet wide, 1.5 feet tall. This one extends back about 4 feet, 6 feet long, about 4 feet high, and it's filled.
Bag of holding.
Do we have the bag of holding?
Caligar's with us.
Elgar has it.
Okay.
Also, I can carry a lot of weight.
If I could get a rough sort of estimate, how much money's in there?
A lot.
Like thousands? Like 10,000? Or like less than 10,000?
Can we now afford an airship?
This is the chest.
Roll an intelligence check.
Ugh, no, I'll ask Caligor to do that.
This is
Actually,
the
yeah,
chest that
that's-
Ezekiel was looking for.
Yes, it was.
He already got his stuff.
Also, Alder, can you open all the other chests?
I can.
Let's
Is
just take 5 in this room, huh?
Yeah.
Let's go through all of it. Carefully.
Carefully go through the chests and open them all.
So Caligor takes some time and looks over the chest, and he's like, if you find the right person to sell this to, you're probably looking at about 25,000 platinum worth of material here.
1,000 platinum. 25,000 platinum.
Now, guys, I know Donnie has meticulously planned up till today. I do know, and I'm saying this as Alder, I do know probably the right person to sell this to. Or at least
Yeah.
somebody that could help us sell it.
We can hit him on the way out.
I never even thought of that.
If you guys want, we could take a quick siesta, make 25,000 platinum, and then come back here better equipped.
That's 200,000. How do you say this in English?
250,000 gold.
Sorry, German, confused. 250,000 gold, yeah.
My employer has all of the contacts to deal with all of it.
What is in the rest of the chests? Or was that total?
That was just that one chest.
Okay, what's in the other chests?
So you open the other
That's
chest. They don't take much. You said you're opening about 5?
All of them?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them?
All these bitches.
Being careful for traps. Being
Yep.
careful for
We're
traps.
Checking
We're
for
taking
traps on
5.
everyone.
We are
You
going
just opened a door to a treasure room. We're looking at them all.
There's 60 mimics.
Okay.
Do you want a series of investigation and sleight of hand rolls?
No.
I'll just start clicking.
No.
I can tell you they're both going to be over 20 every time.
Even
I
if
know.
they're filled with dust, like, I'm happy. I'm good.
That's a lot of dice. We did go to
About-
the Pharaohs.
About 3 of the chests, you open them up, and these have between them, I'd say about 5,000 gold. One you open up is filled with about, like, it's just very fine fabrics and garments, but as you grab them, just age, they crumble. And the last one you open has parchments and books and scrolls, and again, the moment you touch them, they fall apart.
That's okay.
Any of them magical? I'm guessing no.
No, when you walked into the room, you didn't feel any magic.
Okay, so we have 25,000 platinum, 500 gold,
5,000.
5,000 gold. Is that not what I said?
Don't worry
You
about
said
the math.
500. Doesn't matter.
Fuck me. You wrote that down, right, Fox?
So, I'm just
Put
saying,
it in the loot channel too, just so then we.
right now, in this very moment, we could teleport out of here and secure the earnings from this.
Yeah, that new gear, better gear would help. Because I would like to not be murdered by scorpions again. Because that was Not
Yep.
enjoyable. 0 out of
I'm
10.
putting
Do
the
not
vote to the
recommend.
group. We're going to teleport somewhere we've all been before. Somewhere I'm very familiar with. I just want to make sure everybody's okay with it.
Is there a way that we can teleport right back here? Better way or more guaranteed way?
Do I feel like I know this area well enough to teleport back?
Let me look at teleport.
Now that he's actually used the spell, does he understand it?
Better? I mean, we're also on a mission.
Yeah, I'm not saying we should go on a holiday, but like go get better gear, better armor. I want better armor. And I come
I would
back.
love a glaive.
Yeah. If we keep it in under 3 to 4 days side trip, Cardinal will be okay with it.
Now that you've used teleport, you do have a better sense of it. One thing I will point out is if you were just doing it based on your memory, you're fairly certain you can get. There's a good chance you'll be there. But actually, I'd say Alder, roll an Arcana for me.
Uh,
Can I help him with this, or can Caligar
No.
help him, or no?
No.
Big money, no whammies. It's a 3. Plus something for an 8.
Thigh bolster neck.
I cannot. I am not proficient in Arcana.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, then just based on your experience casting the spell, you're certain you can get yourselves. There's a pretty good chance you could wind up exactly where you want to be. So you guys want to teleport out and then do a little side jaunt and then teleport back?
I think so.
Yeah. If we can get better armor, do we have any other loot in the party funds?
Yes,
I
we
have
have.
personal loot I need to load off as well.
Before that, we already had 4K gold, 4K something gold, and 600 platinum, so I'm gonna add that into our current count right now.
So put the entire chest of platinum in there, plus the gold.
We have 265,143 gold pieces worth of stuff.
And then you want to handle the shopping off stream?
Probably.
What am I attuned to? Oh.
Okay, so first, let's handle this teleportation.
All right.
Before you say anything,
I was going to keep it vague enough that you know where I am going.
I know exactly where you want to go. I want you to roll a history for me.
I need to know if this fails.
Mm-hmm. It won't.
It's a 26.
Because the amount of time you spent working for your employer, one thing you've seen used on multiple occasions by other agents of his is in the basement of his mansion is a teleportation circle.
All right. That's where I'd want to go.
Dude, if you work for fucking dipshit McGee,
If y'all could just give us a minute when we get there. They're very particular about things.
I have a question. Who's your employer?
I'm not allowed to divulge that till we get there.
Where are we going?
The Empire.
Which continent? Which country? Okay.
Sorry, Donnie, you can't give us 250,000 gold worth of shit.
And a teleport.
And the great spell.
All right, I will cast the spell.
Okay.
After we've collected everything, of course.
Yes, you got everything. You're grinning at just the sheer amount of loot you've acquired. You cast the teleportation, and you're focused on the circle that you're aware of, and you do this with such confidence, like in an instant. Just the walls, from all your perspective, just melt and then reform, and you are in a room that's about 30 feet square. The torches that light the wall, you don't even need detect magic to understand that these are magically lit to give off light, but not needing fire to do so. And you appear in the circle, and as you appear, you hear a faint bell ringing. And Alder, you know that means you need to go check in.
You guys stay right here. I'll be right back. I need
What
to...
city are we in? You don't have to tell us who, but like where-ish.
We are in Altdorf. I'll be right back. And I will head out into the house to go check in.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep an ear out, just like, are there people moving around us? Is there certain smells? I'm not moving, but I will be keeping my senses.
Okay.
I'm going to
You
try
hear-
and listen, but I'm not very good at it, so I want to see if this is the one time where it actually happens.
Want to roll perception?
It's a 1.
Nope. Yeah.
Did you change your dice?
I did.
So you hear Alder walking down the hall, and like you hear the echo of his boots, and eventually they just kind of fades. You don't really hear anything else, just because you're essentially encased in stone. And after about 10 minutes, he comes back, and he walks in, followed by... I just need to look something up here. Followed by a man that's is late 20s, richly dressed, very fine fabric, like kind of like a bluish purple blazer, and shoes that are polished to glass. Hair swept back, finely groomed. And Alder, would you like to introduce who your employer is?
If it would all behoove you, this is the Honorable Ezekiel von Mildenstein of von Mildenstein Mercantile.
Would I know?
No.
I fucking hate it here.
No, I mean I know she wouldn't know, like, but would she have known that cuz he got...
No. You don't know anything.
Okay.
Your memory was wiped when all of that went down.
Right, no, I know that. But I was just wondering if I would have found out that this was a servant of...
No.
No. Would he recognize me as a servant of?
I mean, you are wearing the symbol of despair, right?
Oh, like carved into my soul.
Well, if you would hold off and let me finish
Sorry.
before we call it a night. He walks in and goes up to each of you individually and shakes your hands and says, anyone that is a friend of Alder is more than welcome in my home and in my city. And as he comes forward, he looks Othira up and down. And Othira, you see a slight little like smirk, but no one else can see. Even Alder isn't aware of this. And he reaches out a hand to take yours. And as his hand contacts yours, all of your memories come flooding back. And you know exactly who Ezekiel is and what he has done and who he works for.
I just give, like, I grin, and I say, it is such a pleasure to meet you. Which,
And that's what we're...
also, I think I've never said anything like that in your guys' presence with honesty. But, like, I'm smiling like a fucking fool, man. Ugh, I'm so happy.
And that's what we're called tonight.
That was cool. That was really cool.
See, I was thinking it was the other dipshit McGee. I don't have it written down. So, if you like our brand of chaos, please follow us here. We also have YouTube. And there's Discord. Come join us on the Discord. It's open to everybody. We like hanging out. Say hi. Blah, blah. Azrael's TikTok is Azrael DM Canadian.
Azro DM.
There's a link below. There's a link below.
In the thing. Also, Springer has some pretty cool knives that he makes, like custom forges them himself. They're pretty cool. Also, he's got an Etsy
Yes.
shop. So check those out. Today is Wednesday, so we'll be back here on Sunday with the For the Lulths, I believe.
Yep.
Because our nice friend Fox is in the United States, so not running games for the next few weeks, and then we'll be back on Tuesday playing When Nine Lights Rise. So thank you everybody for enjoying our craziness.
And being here with us.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Ezekiel.
May gold fall into your laps.
Yeah, 200.
Yeah, may gold fall into your laps.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.